So today's question is Huetopian Dream no longer an Huetopian scheme? I have a couple of friends that call this Huetopian scheme, but she is serving looks right now. So I was disappointed when this palette came out. I was like, but I wanted to jump in and reimagine the palette and play again now that I've calmed down, I've taken a step back, and I just wanted to kind of play in the shadows. And a subscriber kind of asked me to, so I was like, you know what? I can definitely do that because I love some Pat McGrath. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So as I mentioned before, we are playing with Huetopian Dream. I am taking a fresh approach to it. I'm playing with two of the astral shades. I'm showing you how I'm layering the textures, getting the vibrancy, getting a look like this with this palette, okay? So I think we all remember when Huetopian Dream came out. Yes. But before we get started real quick, I do want to talk about something that I received, and it has me smelling so good. So Dossier reached out to me and asked if they could send me a couple fragrances to try, and I was like, yes, because I really do like fragrances. But here's the thing, right? Fragrances, I have bad allergies, and I'm sure you guys can hear me go like all the time when I'm talking, and I'm sorry, but the mic is so sensitive. But they reached out and they said, could they send me a couple of fragrances? And I said, sure, because I do like fragrances, and I'm kind of branching out into some of those more niche fragrances like Tom Ford and Kayali Beauty. I just picked up a couple of things, so I decided to pick up a couple fragrances, or they sent me to, and I said, yes. So I picked up Spicy Mimosa, which is, I'm digging it so much right now. And then I also picked up Woody Fresia, okay? So Spicy Mimosa has the notes of cardamom, mimosa, and it has the middle notes of heliotrope flower, rose, and the base notes are tonka bean and sandalwood. And the Spicy Mimosa is actually comparable to, or it's actually inspired by a fragrance by Jo Malone. So it's a mimosa and cardamom cologne. Okay, so the concentration of the fragrance is 18%. It came in with this nice little card, so about it. And basically, like Dossier, they want to give like very luxury inspired products, luxury inspired fragrances at a good price point, because I think we can all agree that Jo Malone ain't cheap. She cost a pretty penny, okay? And then this also kind of gives you a way to explore some new scents. So I like that, and these are smelling so great, okay? Then the other fragrance I picked up was Woody Fresia. And this is actually inspired by a fragrance that I have had in my collection before, which is the Armani Sea perfume. And I love the Armani Sea perfume, and I ran out. So I figured in my mind I'd try something new, and I tried something that I've had in the past that I really like. And just to see how close, these fragrances come. And baby, close, okay? Like right on par. Smells just like the regular Armani Sea that I love so much. Now, I've never smelled the Mimosa fragrance by Jo Malone, but right now I'm really digging it, and these layer very well together, so I'm really enjoying it. The bottles feel really nice. They feel heavy and substantial. You get 50 mLs of the fragrance, and they have a nice little spray top, and then it has just the packaging has like the labels on the front with Dossier, and they are a part of the 13 Scents Incorporated, and they're out of New York, out of the World Trade Center, 4 World Trade Center, number 4 that is. So I just feel like it feels so nice and light, and I've just been walking around the house wearing it, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I like getting into these new fragrance scents that are like not as traditional. You got a little, it just smells sexy. It smells good. It feels warm inside. It feels springy. I'm really not a notes person. I'm like, I don't know, it smells good, okay, when I talk about fragrances. So, but I love how these smell. So with the price point of around $39 for some of the fragrances, I think you really can't beat that, especially if you want to try some of these top-notch fragrances. Like, we know Tom Ford costs a pretty penny, and everybody cannot afford that. And I ain't got no business buying Tom Ford either. Quiet as kept. Okay, so I am really enjoying these. So I will have these linked down below in the description box, and I just thought that you guys should join in on the fun of knowing about Dossier. Now that I've gotten all carried away, let me go ahead and introduce myself. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashleigh. I have a doctorate in pharmacy, and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup and eyeshadow really is my jam. And you already know I love me some Pat McGrath eyeshadow. I love Pat McGrath as a brand. I love her foundation. I love her lipsticks. I'm waiting for her to give us some bronzers. I'd be so happy about that. But, you know, when this palette came out, I was just like, I was so excited. I was so excited based off of the My Little Ponies and the rainbows and the skies and it was so many references. And I was just like, the palette is all pink. It's pink. Pink, okay? And it has just been so many pink releases. You know, you had Divine Rose 1, and then prior to Divine Rose 1, you know, we had, what was it, Rose, Risque Rose? Was that the quad? I can't even think about it. We had that quad, the Rose quad, you know, it was a Luxe quad with the astral shades. We had Divine Rose 1, Divine Rose 2, we had Rose Decadence. Then there was another quad. I think that was the Risque Rose quad. I mean, it's just been a lot of pink. It's been a lot of pink. We've been on the pink train since about, yeah, let's see, about 2019. And I think I'm ready to get off the pink train. I am. I'm very much ready to get off the pink train. So this is the palette we are working with today. So, you know, I figure let's go ahead. Let's jump in. Let's play. Let's think about some things that we haven't thought about. Let's do some other techniques. And some of the techniques, you know, she shows it to us on the website, but, you know, we don't do it. So I'm doing it today. So I have 2 looks for you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I have my Urban Decay Primer Potion, the shade Caffeine. Just gonna go ahead and prime my eyes really quickly. Just gonna blend it out with a flat crease brush. This is from Real Techniques. Gonna blend it out. I really like this brush. I have about, so now I'm gonna go and jump in with, this is a BK Beauty 201 brush, and I'm gonna jump in with the shade Shockwave. I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. It's a pretty, really kind of like hot peachy coral shade. Just gonna kind of stamp that in and then build it up to my liking. And here's the thing about this palette, like it's really pretty. It's just that it was so many pinks. You know, if this had kind of came out like it's a standalone palette, you know, I think it would have gotten way more play, for sure. So that's really pretty. Alright, so I got this built up. I got it like coming up a little bit further than normal, but I was like, it's nice. I like it. Got it built up. So now I'm going to jump in with Plum Noir. Alright, now I got a rougher tint brush, and I'm going to jump in with Extreme Plum Noir, which is our brown shade. And I'm going to put that in the outer V. Build that up. And like I said, this shade is actually really pretty. Now that I revisit the palette and I'm not like so, I guess, disappointed, I can appreciate it more, you know? And I'm just gonna kind of feather it out, just taking the same brush, just kind of turning it a little bit on the side and then working it into the crease. I like how it's looking. I'm just gonna kind of fix this side because the little transition right there is, well, it's not the transition part, it's just like how far it comes up above my crease. So I just want to make sure we're good to go there. All right, now, so I grabbed my pencil, which is the black coffee pencil, which is a brown shade. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly fill in this area of my eyelid. And I am gonna blend it out after I finish filling in my eyelid. I could probably use the sharpness because I'm like, it's scratching me, but the pencil itself is pretty creamy. And I'm just gonna kind of tap that out with my finger. To give like a little bit more base. So I do have some Mehron mixing medium right here, and I do have my intensifies pen. So I'll probably switch. You don't have to use both, okay? So the reason why I pulled out the Mehron, because she shows Mehron a lot, and it's more affordable than buying this, because I think this is in the $30. This is like $12. I do put it in a spray bottle, but I have even more of this, you know, that didn't fit in the spray bottle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take a Rephr P21 brush, and that's not a Rephr P21, but, okay, this is a Rephr P21 brush, but they look similar. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to use this. Either way, like I said, I just want to show more affordable options. So I'm going to jump in with Bronze Soleil 005. I didn't even know that shade was called that. Like, that's how, like, I guess not too naive into the palette, because I'm like, you told me she had a shade named Bronze Soleil. I'd be like, no. But then I probably say yes, knowing her. You know what I mean? So, all right, so got it on my brush, got the Mehron, because this shade is pretty flaky, okay? It's flaky. So it needs some help. And I'm going to start back here with it, and then I'm going to layer another color. So got the bronze shade. Now, one thing about the Mehron, I can't spray your brush too much because it can really liquefy the shadow, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. And then wetting the shade really does help. Or you can use some glitter glue, because like I said, this shade is flaky, so you're not going to get maximum pigmentation unless you like probably use your finger. Even still, you probably have less fall out. Mix medium glitter glue, something. As you see, I have a little bit, but it's not as much as could be there, okay? Now I'm going to jump in with Astral Venusian Orchid. This beautiful shade. This shade is actually really pretty. The special shades in here, other than, I feel like I could do without Bronze Soleil, but these other three shades are actually really, really gorgeous. Spray it with Mehron again. And now I'm going to pat it over here. And I wanted to make this color pop, so that's why I put down the black coffee liner. And look at that. Oh, wow. 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 That is gorgeous. And look at that sparkle and shine. We almost don't even need the other shade. I'm probably going to blend the two into each other. Now I'm just going to work it up into the crease area. Look at this lid. And then, like, you could probably do a different color base. You know, you don't have to do this base, but I just wanted to get something like, you know, something for the shadow to like really pop with. So actually, I don't know if I'm feeling the bronze right here. So what I'm gonna do, I should have probably went with my, I was gonna do this before, but then I changed it into the bronze. So I'm gonna go in actually with Blitz Sex Dream right here. The multi-chrome. I'm gonna fuse those two shades together. And this shade picks up really nicely. And this is a Sonia G Builder Pro. Yeah. Like that a lot better. There we go. Now I'm going to continue with the Ashleigh shade and just fuse it into this extreme shade. Super sparkly. I don't even know if the camera's doing it justice. Is it? Like I said, it's a little bit more grungier to sparkle and to shine with this shade because I used the brown base, okay? And then with a Sonia G pencil brush, I'm going to pick up Cosmic Bloom, and I'm going to pop that in the inner corner. I just added a little bit more of the Ashleigh shade, so it's pretty. It's a lot going on in this lid, but I like it. It is actually really, really pretty. Really fast. And then like when the light hits it, kind of gives a lot of different dimensions. So now I'm just gonna finish up this eye, do my face. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and this is the final look. I love how it came out. Apparently I was not hitting record when I was wrapping up with my final thoughts, but I like how it's really grungy, and I like how that the Blitz Extreme multi-chrome played well with the Ashleigh shade, and I just think that is a really, really, really pretty look. So I'm really excited about how this look came out, and I'm glad that I went ahead and gave this look a try. Back, my eyelids are re-primed using that same primer. I'm going to go back in with the same BK Beauty brush, the 201. Now this time I'm going to go in straight in with the Extreme Plum Noir, and I might blend it out with using a little Secret Eden, okay? Did y'all hear the palette just fall on the table? Filming is an adventure around here, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, okay? But the palette is intact. It's fine. It's not as bad as when I almost dropped Divine Rose 2 during the melt video. And yeah, it just kind of just went do-do onto the table. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's just terrible. Just gonna blend this in. I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm just gonna kind of dab it onto my outer V. And just because I have a couple little folds right there with my hooded eye for my outer V, I do have to kind of go in sometimes just to make sure that the shadow is actually in the spots where I need to be. All right, so I'm happy with the blend. I don't think I'm gonna go in with a little Secret Eden. I think I'm okay here. I think I'm gonna just give me a little bit more right in here. And we're good. So now you can either take the Extreme liner or any black liner that you have, okay? And this is the one I have. It's a little baby liner, and put it on the eyes. But this one, it's still really creamy, but you know, it's a little bit harder to blend out because it's a little bit older. I do have some new ones. I just don't want to open them yet, okay? I don't want to open them. So I'm going to take this liner by MAC. It's called Black Tracks. It's a gel liner. I hope it's not dried out either. Lord knows the last time I've used this. Okay. And I am just going to take this Morphe brush. You can just get you a little flat brush. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to use this for my base. And I think we're looking still pretty creamy, so that is wonderful, okay? And I'm gonna start back here. And I'm gonna put it on both sides. Let's see. It didn't dip in and I wanna blend it out, so. And I'm working kind of quickly before, you know, it dries out and it dries down and I can't move the liner around. That's what I want to say. So I advise you just put down a little bit at a time, you know, Take your time. You don't want to lay down too much, then you can't move it around. You don't want to wait around too long and, you know, can't move it around. And it's going to be like, what am I doing here? Or you can use some black eyeshadow. You know, you can use a lot of different things. So I'm just using the black tracks. Gonna take a tiny bit more. But I hit up the crease area. And you have to do what's good for your eye shape, you know, so I have to kind of tend to pull things up because I do have that hood so it doesn't get lost in the sauce. Okay. And I'm going to definitely fade it out the closer we get to the front part of my lid, because I think I want it to be a little bit more sheerer. I want to have like a boom and then a little bit sheerer. So I'm really happy with this, how it's looking. I'm gonna go back in with my Refer P21 brush. Just gonna wipe it off with my little towel right here. And I'm gonna use the Mayron again, or you can use your mix and medium pen, whatever you decide. And I'm going to go in with Astral Amethyst Moon. So boom, that is the shade there. I have it picked up, and I have to kind of, you know, you gotta kind of rub in with these shades, you know, to get it picked up. The Mayron mixing medium. Just gonna spray the brush. And I'm gonna start here and then work in here. Ah! Well, oh my gosh. Are you, and I mean, she shows us in the video. And it's just like, you know, I don't always want to take the time to do these methods with these Pat McGrath shadows. But are you serious? Come on. Come freaking on. Pat. She's like, she's probably like, I gave y'all for some, I was really about to cuss. So I was like, let me not. She was like, I gave y'all some dang on blue and you won't even use it with no black base. Cause that is, oh my gosh, that is literally stunning. Oh my gosh, and I'm just gonna kind of work it up. And you know what, I think you can do it either way, but for this, the inner corner where I don't have a base to put it on, I'm just going to go with it intensifies, and plus I wanted to show you guys both methods. So this is actually released when she gave us the palette, and we were all like, okay, great. You know, I think, like I said, I don't think I would purchase this again. I mean, I think you can do the same method, glitter glue or whatever. One time I did have a very negative experience with it when I used it recently in my, when I was doing 3 looks again with Subversive. But I'm just going to rub really well, pick up some pigment. This is beautiful. Freaking beautiful. So you get the darkness here, a little bit more lightness in the inner corner, and that is with the Mayron there. So it does stick down nicely, so you can see how you can use both. I am so mad. I think I'm going to amp it up just a hair on the outer where we have the black, just picking up more, going back in more Mayron. Oh my gosh, and you get that whole, like that purple, and I see a little bit red when you really put it on top of that black. Oh my goodness. Salty. Like, I'm so salty. Why? Why did it take this long? Why? For me to use this, why? And you know what? I'm not even gonna do an inner corner highlight. Like I could, but I'm just liking how this is looking. And you can do it even more blown out, like you can pull it out even more. So I feel like this is the more subdued, but if you really wanted to take it there, you can really pull that black out, pull those shadows out, and you can really, really take it there with this look. I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit more. I think I should change brushes. That brush is rather big. I'm just going to take a blending brush. This is an old MAC brush. Ooh, this is an old MAC 224. Okay, I think this one is natural hair. I don't know. I've had it literally since forever, like early 2000s. And I'm just going to touch up my shadow there. So I feel like this is definitely a lot tighter if you're afraid to take it there with that color, but I need more Ashleigh. I need stuff like, but I do need more other color mattes, other color shimmers from her. That's just, but okay, I'll leave her alone because this shade is, all right. So I got this eye down. I'm gonna do my other eye, touch up my face. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and ooh, this look is so good. It's so pretty. And like I said, she gave it to us on the website. You know, she gave us a version of this look, and I never thought to create it. So I actually think like this is going to be a fun video to do with like other Ashleigh shades, like putting the bases down, see what other looks we can come up with some of her other palettes. So, or a few, just like the Ashleigh shades, not all the shades, but this is so stinking pretty. And she's probably like, shut up, I gave y'all some blue. And we're just like, no. But she really hasn't given us enough blue. I really need more blue, like I said before earlier. But this look is stunning. All the face details are the same. I did decide to swap out and use my extreme black liner for the bottom. And in the last look, I used the black coffee liner in the black. But I'm really glad I picked up this palette because, you know, when I use it, usually I just go ahead and use the shade VR Extraterrestrial, which you can see does have quite a bit of little dip indentation in there. And I kind of just use the mattes, and I say all the other shades are beautiful, but I don't pull out this palette when I think about like blitz and sparkle and all of that. But this has really just kind of changed my mind about this palette. I still feel like this shade is kind of, and this shade is pretty too, but I like it way better than this shade. But this shade for me is kind of, but overall, I'm really impressed, okay? And I'm glad I went back in my collection and played with something that I was feeling kind of, not that great about. Like, yes, I liked it, but I wasn't very excited. But this is exciting. I'm like, ooh, when I really go out, I'm like, I need to put this on my eyes because this is just stunningly gorgeous for real. So leave me a comment down below. Are you going to try any of these techniques? Are you going to pull out, the Huetopian Dream palette? Are you going to play with any of them? Let me know down below. This, like I said, it was just so much fun and giving you more inspiration on things that you can do with your existing collection. Give this video a big old thumbs up and hit the notification bell. And then also remember to check out the Dossier products. I put them down below in the description. I smell so good right now. I'm like, whew. The one, what is it? The Woody Fresia smells really good, but I think I'm really into this spicy mimosa one. Ooh. So I think I'll be checking them out. Yeah, for a couple other fragrances because it smells so good. So give this video a big old thumbs up. I think I said that already, but yes, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with all of that being said, you already know how we end the videos around here. Hey, we gotta hit it with the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.